Hey everyone, so currently I am at a cemetery in Salem, Massachusetts, and I want to explain to you the science of the devices that I use. When I investigate, I try to debunk with logical and natural explanations. That's the point of investigating before you think it's paranormal, right? The best device to use to gather evidence is an IR light camera. I want to explain to you the science of the IR light attachment first. The IR light attachment lights up the infrared spectrum, and it just so happens that the infrared spectrum captures movement and anomalies. IR is a different wavelength of light. What captures ghosts are cameras. Since they're working on a different light spectrum, they're able to capture anomalies, basically ghosts. I find it that there is some in between, between the spirits and us, right? Somehow this IR light camera captures the anomalies from the other side. And you can get these IR light cameras off of Amazon for cheap too, for freaking cheap. You can get them for like $100, even less. But definitely use an IR light attachment because, you need to light up the night vision in order to see a ghost. If you just have the regular night vision camera without the IR light attachment, it's going to be a bit harder. The second best equipment to use while you are ghost hunting is an EVP recorder. These are great. The science of an EVP recorder is that a spirit has like a curtain in front of them. When they yell into the curtain, which it's kind of like a wall, right? They're yelling at the EVP recorder. And it just so happens that the EVP recorder is able to capture that. The reason why it sounds so muffled all the time when you do capture something on an EVP recorder, say like, hey, how are you? If you hear that and it sounds muffled, it's because they're talking into their wall, their curtain. It takes them a lot of energy, but at the same time, we are able to hear a spirit with an EVP recorder. You can capture tons of evidence with an EVP recorder. Use this. I wouldn't recommend EVP recorders on phone apps, because phones, if you have a case on them, then the EVP can be null and void because, it can detect that your phone's kind of jiggling in the case. Phones are fake when it comes to paranormal apps and stuff, so I wouldn't recommend it. Use a regular EVP recorder. The third thing is cat toys. Cat toys are perfect because, they are not intimidating. A pissed off ghost can just grab it and just... If you set up REM pods or EMF readers, anything EMF, a 200-year-old ghost will look at that thing and be like, oh God, what are they here to do? They're gonna be afraid. Give them non-intimidating. I want to say something about EMF too. I have a REM pod. I've used the REM pod a crap ton. I've tested it. I've tested it for about 4 years at this point. EMF is everywhere. Cameras, phones, vapes, plants. Insects also causes the REM pods to go off. You can't really tell if it's a ghost or something else. You're surrounded by electromagnetic fields everywhere. So how can you know that it's a ghost? There's no proof. EMF is completely null and void to me. I wouldn't recommend it. EMF readers, electricians use those things to find power in the home, to try to find the power source. That's the whole purpose of an EMF reader, is to find power in the home, not for ghost hunting. Ghosts can manipulate EMF. They sure can, but it's so hard to prove with EMF. EMF is not a valid form of evidence. It's not. Plus, EMF is easily faked. So you can see a whole bunch of fake YouTube videos on REM pods and EMF when they capture something when there's no proof that's actually something. It could be an insect. It could be the power in the home. If the lights are on, then that REM pod will go off. That EMF reader will go off. You know what I mean? So there's not really any proof that it's a ghost. My favorite device, the spirit box. First of all, a lot of ghost hunters take off the antenna, and the antenna is very, very important because without the antenna, the spirit is not able to speak into the device. They need a way to actually talk into the device. And that way is with the antenna. They are not jumping into the spirit box with the antenna. The reason why you need the antenna is so you can get interference. The reason why you need interference is to isolate the real words. This is why you run it in AM in reverse. If you get gibberish, if you get from the spirit box in AM in reverse, you know it's interference. But if you get a, hey, how are you, from the spirit box in that setting, you know it's real. Is there anybody here with us right now?
You getting in the
Get the fuck out.
We do all the work.
What'd he say?
Redo all the work.
Redo all the work? You do all the work. What do you mean by that? Have you been making those noises? Downstairs. I am. So you're the one slamming the doors? Are you trying to scare us? Are you trying to scare us? Because you can't scare me.
Payroll.
Payroll? So the spirit uses its energy broadcasting through the speaker. It catches the in-between. The shift that it is going through is the power source, and it's building. You can run the spirit box for a while and get nothing because they are trying to figure out how to understand it. Like I said, they are using the antenna as a microphone and they're pulling the power from the antenna into the speaker. So the sweeping of the stations causes white noise energy. That's what it provides. What it does, the white noise energy, is calls them and pulls them in. While the energy is in there, they are trying to talk into it and understand it. The spirit box also produces radio waves, and the spirit is trying to grasp the radio waves. When they catch that radio wave, they're able to say 5 words, right? But it will funnel down to like 1 word. So say they say, hi, how are you? Instead, the spirit box says, hey, how are you? They can't say it in time. Everything has to do with energy with the spirit box. The radio waves, the white noise energy, the broadcasting through the speaker, themselves, the antenna, everything needs to be in line so the spirit is able to talk into the device. There you go. The next device I want to show you is the SLS camera. It's an advanced camera system with multiple lenses that are able to pick up spirits. Now, a lot of ghost hunters use this completely wrong. What you're supposed to do is set it still. When you set it still, it's able to map out a ghost. If you have it in your hands and you're moving it, it can false read and capture shadows, your shadows, or someone else's shadow. When you set it still at the time, it does not have the time to reconfigure itself. So it can give you false readings. What you have to do is stand still and have the SLS camera still. The man is still there. James! James! James, is that you? Are you sitting on that stair? Are you sitting there? Hi! Hi!
Oh.
Are you sitting? Is he touching my finger right now?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
I felt that. I felt that. May I sit with you? Is he still there?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Whatever.
Stay positive. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.